When your retirement plan fails. See, the best thing about my line of work, folks, is because not only have I been in this business since 1998, I've talked to thousands of people, and I've heard thousands of stories from them and what they learned from their parents and grandparents as well. And you hear so many different things that prepares you for what could go wrong, because I heard it from people I've spoken to. So yesterday I'm talking to this great couple from the Midwest. And these guys crush. You know, they're not rich. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, the lady's been at her company for, you know, more than a couple decades. Just, you know, got a couple kids. Memory serves, I can't remember. You know, a nice house, but nothing fancy. A $400,000 house, something like that. $300,000, maybe, I can't remember. You know, but they don't have millions of dollars. Small pensions. And they don't, you know, they don't spend a lot, but they don't not spend. Anyway, she was telling me the story of her pops. Dad had worked for his company for a long time, quit, and he got some bad investments. He had some bad investment advice. The money fell apart, and he had to go back to work after he retired. Like, you know, this is well after he was on Social Security. And that sucks, dude. And I mean, just knowing, you know, she's, you know, because she's seen it with her own eyes. Dude. She's afraid of that happening. She's like, man, I don't, when I quit, I can't go back to work. And can you blame her? No. And so we're modeling some plans. So what I do in my Right Capital, oh my goodness, my shirt's inside out. How dare I? Oh my goodness, you haven't shaved. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I haven't even showered today. Shh. What I've been doing out here. Want to see something? What I've been doing? Y'all see that? See, pressure wash. I don't know if you can see. I can't even see if you can see that or not. Pressure washing. Can you see that? There you go. Yeah, pressure washing. There I go. Press. See, that's my pool. A nice pool. People say you never get your money back in your investment. It's not why you invest in a pool. To get your money back, dude. It's not a kitchen. It's weird how many people, you'll never get your money back. Look, I don't swim that much. Hell, I can't hardly swim even though I'm a Maine. But I like it. I like being out here. I like it. My fruit trees are kicking ass and taking names. This year I'm hoping to get some serious fruit on those. This lady, Simone, emailed me. She goes, Josh, why don't you just downsize your house? I said, Simone, you don't understand. A childhood dream of mine has always been to have fruit trees. And I'm looking at these fruit trees right there, and I'm seeing these guys blossom. And this year, I'm fully expecting to get some. I'm going to show you guys what I've done. Did I do this last time? I wish you just get to the point, Josh. I will. Stick with me. I don't know if I can see. Yeah, I can't really see if you can see that. So I put these aluminum tins on the tree. I can't remember if I said this last time or not. I put some aluminum tins on the tree to hopefully keep the squirrels away. Because, man, I tell you, right there on my pear tree, my plum tree, my peach tree, I'm getting all kinds of little growth there now. Fig tree, I don't know if it's dead or not. It's not showing anything. It's kind of got me concerned because that puppy's been a big producer for me. But my pears, my plums, and my peaches, I mean, I'm showing some stuff on there. I want those to eat. I don't want the squirrels, the birds to get them. I want them for me. My dream has always been to just have freaking fruit trees, dude. When we lived in Phoenix, man, I'm telling you, I've showed this a million times. We mowed the yard outside, and we had pomegranates, orange, and grapefruit trees. Man. It's so freaking hot out there. You mow, you sweat like a freaking... And by the way, you lose zinc when you mow. I did not know that. So for testosterone, look at taking some zinc. I just listened to my man, High Intensity Health. I think his name's Mike. Love that guy. Mike at High Intensity Health on YouTube. You should subscribe to him. And he was saying zinc is good for testosterone. So if you're become a girly guy, take some zinc, dude. You know, we don't need enough. We got enough girly guys now. We need to get you to be more of a guy. You know what I'm saying? So take some zinc for... supplement your testosterone. Obviously, consult your physician. Yeah, right. You trust that guy? I don't. All right, so anyway, going back to these people, call them Becky and Joe. Becky and Joe, you know, she had experience seeing her dad have to go back to work after he retired while he was on Social Security. And that's got to be demeaning. But he's like, dude, I got to go back. And, of course, he wasn't as physically able to do as he could. It sucks. And the reason he had to is because he got involved in some bad investments. So we're running some numbers. I wish you to stay on point. This way I am. So run some numbers. So I'm modeling my right capital. I say money market only is 3.1% with a 1.8% standard deviation. So that means on any given year, you could be down 3.8, 3.1, 3%. And that, it's hard to see 3% down in this money market, but I still like to use that just in case. So 3.1% with basically 2% standard deviation. So you times 2 by 3, that's 6. Subtract by your average rate of return, which is 3. So in any given year, you could be down 3%. Conversely, on a 60-40 portfolio, we got a 5.3% rate of return with a 10% standard deviation, which means you could be down on a given year in that 5.3, 10, 30 divided by 5, about 25%. All right, so we're reducing our risk significantly by going to the money market. Obviously, we're reducing our rate of returns by 40% as well. So the question is, can we make that work? Because both of them are saying, dude, if we want to take as least risk as we possibly can, because I saw it happen to my pops. And we modeled the numbers, absolutely, absolutely. And now the issue was they got to pay off this credit card debt. And I said, you got to increase your line of credit on your home because they only got they have a tiny mortgage, tons of equity. Again, not a huge house, like maybe it's $300,000. I can't remember, but it wasn't more than 400. I think it was 300. Tons of equity. They only got 30,000 mortgage, and they have a lot of credit card debt. So you got to take this credit card debt, pay it out, and pay with home equity on a credit because the rates are paying freaking astronomical. It's like usury. Don't do that. And the reason for a credit card is because it's a signature loan. There's no collateral. So anytime you're collateralizing a loan, you inherently should get a lower rate. Initially, we were talking about maybe taking a 401k loan, which I like, but in this case, nah, I don't want them to do that, and I'm not going to say why. It wasn't the way to go. So anyway, so they take they increase their line of credit, pay off that credit card. And that obviously they got to pay off their line of credit. Don't get me wrong, but they can use the money they're paying to their credit card to now pay off the line of credit. They're going to pay a hell of a lot more principal down, as opposed to all the interest. And then if we can, and then we're like, okay, so once that credit card is paid off, their debt's paid off, their mortgage will be paid off in a couple of years. They only got $30,000 left on it. They'll still have a pretty significant home equity line of credit. But then once the credit card is paid, once the mortgage is paid off, the Dave Ramsey thing, the snowball. Then you take that and you put it in your mortgage. In 5 years, you have no debt. So all that freaking money you're spending on debt, you have none, which means you don't need the cash flow for that. You see what I'm saying? Which means, can we make it work without having to strive for rates of return? And I'm using a 5.5% inflation in healthcare, 3% inflation for everything else. Now you can inflate your own, in terms of right capital. You can make your own real estate inflation, all that, whatever you want. But I use a 3% for everything else, 5.5% for healthcare. Healthcare is a pretty significant expense. It's $500 a month per person once you're on Medicare. So that's $1,000 a month minimum. Maybe it's even $1,100 a month, depending on what state you live in for your Medicare sup. So we're talking $1,000, $1,100 a month inflated at 5.5%. They ain't chump changed it. You see what I'm saying? So inherently, if you only get 3.1% on your return on your investments, you're losing relative to inflation on healthcare. Yeah, but if you got $600,000 in money market paying 3%, that's $18,000 a year of income that you're getting. Your healthcare has cost you $12,000 a year. That's not. Your income alone is covering your healthcare, if that makes sense, even when you factor in inflation. So it's going to take a long time for that 5.5% healthcare to come over the line where you're dipping into principal to pay off the healthcare. Now, there's other income you need too. That's why they got Social Security, because you got to put food on the table and all that. But see what I'm saying? So in this case, you're like sitting there, the likelihood of you getting skunked like your dad is minimal. If anything, it's probably really not there. But I can never say it's not there. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? But again, $18,000 a year is what you're making on your money market account in your whole portfolio. Yeah, I got to pay some tax on it. It's not much, because they don't have that much income. But we'll just say it's 10% tax. So they're going to lose, for simplicity, $2,000 a year in taxes on that. So they're going to walk away with $16,000. Their healthcare costs $11,000. All right, so the $18,000 a year is growing at 3% a year. The healthcare is growing at 5.5. At some point, the growth on the healthcare will grow beyond the growth on their income that they get off their money market account. That might be 10 years, might be 15. I can't remember off the top of my head. But by then, they're knee-deep in retirement. They still got Social Security kicking in, and they haven't really even touched the principal yet in that regard. That's how you avoid a retirement crisis like what happened to her dad, man. I tell you, I don't get these people who, like, efficient portfolio. I'm like, dude, efficiency, whatever that word, efficiency, I don't care. Efficiency. Dude, we're trying to make it work. to make ends meet so you don't run out of money or have to go back to jail or have to go back to work. It's just that simple. Yes, you might not get the growth. Who cares? Well, I want to leave a legacy, then take a second to die life insurance policy. For heaven's sake, man. I'll do another video on second to die life insurance policies because I'm a big fan, dude. But if legacy planning is different than retirement planning. Legacy is a secondary thing. If that's your first priority, well, we need to establish that. But if your first priority is not running out of money, we got to make sure we don't run out of money because the investments went south because some clown invested your money incorrectly. In Bitcoin, I don't know whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? I guess Bitcoin's coming back strong. I don't expect it. Who knows, dude? I don't know. Don't care. Don't invest in it. I have no desire to. Nothing. I don't want anything to do with it. If you're investing in it, I don't care. I'm not yelling at you. I just don't want anything to do with it. If we can make it work with a 3% rate of return in retirement, that's a good place to be for sure. But inflation, I already told you. Right. Love your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe to my locals channel down below and the doobie-doo, and sign up for my email list as well because I am going to start doing more emails. I do like doing emails, man. I like the feedback I get, and I like getting emails back from people. It's actually kind of fun. All right. Love your thoughts. We'll see you